Money, yeah, that's all I know. I am not a kid anymore.
Day, man, before Miami versus Louisville, and we just got out here. I get something to eat. We just got word that we were denied. I'm explaining you how it happens. If it's a away game, University of Miami usually send out an application. Hey, here's the application. You have to apply with Cal. You have to apply with Louisville. You have to apply with South Florida. Then South Florida sends you back. Hey, you were except back in the day. Like I used to get denied all the time on the road. And then I'm realizing what happened was is that the away team would contact Miami, and Miami would say okay. So now that we're more established, now that we're more established, we've been getting denied hasn't been the problem. Actually, we're able to bring extra people and all of that, but it took some time, man. It took some time. That's neither here nor there. But Louisville, thanks, bro. Louisville has denied us. So now got to go through the rigmarole of trying to get contacting Louisville, trying to show them, hey, listen, man, we've been doing it for a while. We've been credentialed with the Canes for 10 years. Now all of this comes on the brink of, hey, man, you done brought plane tickets already. You done booked hotels already. So that's why some of this time this stuff is up in the air when we're planning these things. I mean, so I'm gonna let y'all know how it goes, how this turn out. But as of now, we've been denied. Probably for the most part that they didn't do their due diligence and they just, hey, listen, what the hell is a footballville, Caneville? Deny, and they didn't think about it. So man, I'm gonna check back in with y'all, man. Give you an update on that. I walk around the whole stadium, bro, trying to get the gate 7. Whole damn stadium. Look at here. I don't know. They got a fascination with choo-choo trains or something. I don't know. Somebody got to explain to me what it is. See, look, they got a choo-choo train tailgate going on. But it's choo-choo trains all over the place. Somebody inform me, man, what's going on in Louisville, Kentucky, and trains? I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know. I don't know. But look, trains everywhere.
MSD for their sponsorship of the Cardinal Points for a Purpose program. For every point scored this season, our partners will donate $10 to a local Louisville charity.
Yo. 2 thumbs up if y'all can hear me, man. We ain't been in this thing for a while. I'm gonna bring my boy Kyle in here, man. We're gonna jump to some stuff real fast. That was good.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, man?
That was how you living?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. That was Louisville. When I Villan videos that everybody don't get to see. That was me at Louisville, just telling a story of how we got denied and first, and how sometimes it's a fight to get in. We had got better at that stuff. Then it reared its ugly head at Louisville. But I mean, because of the villains, man, we get in there and we have conversations and stuff, man. I kind of figured it out. Went there, Cal, man, you've been proud of me, man. I went there, I met people, shook hands and rubbed elbows and kissed babies. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever have a problem at Louisville again, man. So listen, we're gonna get in here tonight, man. We're gonna talk about breakout players. We'll talk about a few because we're gonna put out our Villan member breakout players. Let me get this up here, man. Our Villans done came up with a list of breakout players that we believe will break out. Oh Lord, Claude have mercy. There we go, right now. A list of breakout players coming in 2021 season. And we'll be putting that out this week as the week go on. Kyle, what we did 3-3.
We did 3-3, 3 on offense, 3 on defense.
We did 3 on offense, 3 on defense.
Mm-hmm.
One of those guys, Carson Beck.
Nah, the list. I'm sorry, the list didn't include. It did not include transfers, and it did not include incoming freshmen. It was just the guys that was being here. I mean, the guys that have already been here, and we felt were going to break through, have much better years than what they've had previously.
Okay, so no incoming freshmen and no transfers.
They transferred.
No transfers. But so as for Carson Beck, you know what I'm saying? And I get Kyle take on this. I think, dog, being in this day and age of college football, right? You can't find yourself getting spoiled, right? Last year we rolled the dice, came up with college football best quarterback. If y'all haven't figured that out yet, and Cam Ward, seemed like this was the quickest season ever in life. Cam Ward is projected to be the number 1 guy drafted in the draft. I don't know if we ever had that. I haven't done my research on that. I don't know if we've ever had the number 1 guy quarterback drafted in the draft. I don't think that's ever happened. Carson Beck leaves. I mean, Cam Ward leaves. And in this age of college football, you could go find a Carson Beck. And I don't want y'all to get spoiled with this. Oh, but Carson Beck ain't Randall Cunningham. He ain't Cam Ward. He threw 12 interceptions. Bro, we just went out and got a quarterback who's been in college football for 5 or 6 years. He's played meaningful games in the SEC. We've seen him on national TV numerous times. He's battle tested. He went into last year projected to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. And we're able to go fishing and have that guy come lead your team next year. Go check Oregon. Oregon don't even recruit quarterbacks no more. I just think they just go to the portal. I don't think Oregon recruit quarterbacks. So no, I don't want y'all to get comfortable with thinking that, hey man, but it ain't mature. Man, we just did something that you couldn't do in college football 3 years ago. And y'all see having a quarterback solves a bunch of shit. What you think about that, Kyle?
Nah, 100. Having a quarterback, it does. It solves you a bunch of, sometimes you can get away with not having a quarterback, like, Ohio State. But, you see what Oregon did, and they continue to do. They continue to go out and get quarterbacks, man. It's helping to somewhat elevate their program. So, all isn't lost if you don't have a quarterback. Like, you don't have to get stuck with a
The boy
I'm not gonna name these guys, but yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing. They went out and got him. He wasn't there. They went out and got him. So who knows what the heck else they would have had to play if they didn't go get him. So, gone are the days where it's like, okay, this is our recruit, man. We gotta put all our eggs in. We got to get it. Them days gone. You know what I mean? If you are good at talent evaluation and talent acquisition, and you can go in there and you can get you a guy. So all isn't lost if we don't, go and get the number 1 player, the number 2. That's probably why you don't see us getting in a bidding war with Michigan and LSU for the number 1 quarterback in the country. You know what I mean? So it's a new day, and we playing the game the right way, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a new day, and I mean we've jumped. We jumped in, and I think we're benefiting from it. I think it's something that definitely a time that can help Mario. Bringing in a veteran guy like that, we saw what bringing in a veteran guy last year did. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody expecting any Cam Ward performance, which I do think Carson Beck can go for 3,000, 3,500 yards. I think Carson Beck can. But I don't want anybody thinking, suspecting it to look like what last year looked like. I think last year we got a treat, and the next 5 years as him being in the pros, we're going to realize what we had, and Cal, we really going to be kicking ourselves in the ass. We really going to be saying,
Yes.
man, God, this motherfucker won the Super Bowl as a rookie. God damn.
Hey,
Oh,
I, I, man, I tear up. I told the Village, I tear up every time I try to watch this man highlights, man. I get through I go from the Florida game. By the time I get to Virginia Tech, I got to cut it off. I'm like, bro, I can't do this.
you start getting teary eyed, dog.
I started getting teary eyed, choked up a little bit. Like, nah, sorry. She gone. She gone. Best thing I ever had. She gone.
I think you better let it go. No, and I don't want anybody to be comparing back to Cam Ward, bro. I think that what we saw, man, is once in a generation type crap, and I don't know when he's gonna get his flowers, but they coming. They definitely coming. I think Carson Beck comes here, man, behind a steady offensive line. Does Miami have the best offensive line in college football, though?
Ooh, the best. I'm thinking about the guy. The best is assuming you got a couple of first rounders in there and some. It depends. If I think two things would have to happen for that to be true. McCoy needs to take a step up. It don't have to be huge, but he has to take a step up. Um, Bell has to reach his ceiling. If he reaches his ceiling, that's going to be a monster. And the center got to come in, and every time we go and get a center, he comes in and he balls out. You do that, and I think you got it. And because I think Cooper was hurt last year, so I think we're going to get a reinvigorated Coop. And yeah, that's Mario's superpower, man. That line, he ain't finna let that slack off, bro. It's probably So we got the potential to be, but you have a guy or two that needs to step up a little bit. Like I said, Bell got to hit his shit because, bro, you saw Jalen Rivers in the out there in the practices and everything, man. Yeah, bro, he got to get up to that level, man. Jalen Rivers was looking nice, bro. So he got to get there, but he got the size and he got the right teacher, man. If he gets there and he's one of them tackles that you can't get around, oh man, yeah, we might have the best offensive line in the country, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Mirabal, man, for doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that gets said enough. Yeah, I mean that's Mario Cristobal's strong point to go with hard work and recruiting and our offensive line, man. I mean, we're able to run the ball. I mean, we were able to protect. You saw Cam Ward walking in the backfield sometimes last year. And yeah, bro, like flat-footed, like crazy, man.
Yeah, we got to give Cristobal and Mirabal the crowd of credit because even if you look at that line, Francis Mauigoa was the only incoming stud. You know what I'm saying? Like we got Bell out of JUCO. You know what I mean? McCoy, I don't know what McCoy was rated as, but we know he wasn't like a top. He wasn't a 5-star. We know that. Cooper was a 3-star.
Right.
All right. And then, then you back it up to last year. It's the same thing. Outside of adding a guy like Cohen, like these guys have been quote unquote finds. Like, even though I think Jalen was a 4-star, it ain't like Mario put 5 stars out there on that line and they just went and did their thing, man. Like this dude, his talent evaluation and development at the offensive line is outstanding, bro. Second to none. Can't beat it.
Right. Yeah. But damn, dog, it's almost like what's the value on it? You know what I'm saying? We had a great quarterback last year and a great offensive line. It's almost like what's the value on it? What puts you over the top in the comment section? Like what's the value of it? Like how do we get behind it? And I think the answer is back to Mario Ball, bro. And that's gonna be our strength. I
No,
think
yeah,
I
it
think
depends, man. It got
huh?
nah. Go ahead.
No, you the offensive guy, bro. I think that might be the answer, dog. That's gonna be our strength. Like we see, it could have won us a
Think it got.
game in Syracuse. Go ahead.
Mhm. No, I was just gonna say it just got to balance out. Like if you can play that style of ball, all right, that's what the rest of it got to balance out. That means you got to have a killer defense, and yeah, that's the part we waiting on. So Mario Ball is cool, but it's got to balance out. Got to have a killer defense, really good special teams. That stuff got to balance out. Because in college football, man, they sling that peel around, man, and there's some explosive offenses out there. So Mario Ball is okay if you got the rest of it. If you got the rest of it going, man, and I think with a guy like Beck. That could be kind of icing on the cake. If you can play Mario Ball effectively, you got defense going. Like we've seen Beck, we know he can, you know what I mean, be an elite passer in college. We know he can do it.
Right.
So if you're only asking him to do it sometimes as opposed to every single game, every single down, hey, man, that's a nice plate of food in front of you.
What you call it? A nice plate of food.
Nice plate of food, bro. Everything you need.
Yeah. So you said we got to balance it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't just run and slow the game down if you don't have a defense that's gonna uh get you possessions back. You know what I'm saying? Slow the other team down. You can't just you can't do that. Like you gotta like for a quarter that may last, but you can't from game to game in college football. You can't do that. You gotta have balance. You gotta have defense to go with that style of play.
Gotta have the defense. Yeah, that was kind of. I know everybody blamed the season this year on the defense. I looked at the offense kind of like the big brother. And I think our offense. I think our offense could have been our defense, or helped the defense out more because our offense was so much better. In certain situations, I always go back to Georgia Tech. Like Georgia Tech offense helped their defense in that game to beat us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Guidry's gone. The defensive coordinator got fired. The blame definitely has went on the defense. Ain't no way to get out of that. Defensive backs were weak. Defensive back talent, the way we chose who started was kind of confusing throughout the season. But yeah, I still just think that the offense could have helped them out, knowing that they were the weaker side of the ball. Now we got what 6, 7, 8 defensive backs now. They done totally changed, revamped that thing. I mean, got their hands on Xavier Lucas. The Xavier Lucas thing, man, I think they just went up and cleared out his room. They just got everything out of Wisconsin. So he's completely gone out of Wisconsin now. I talked to some people. The Xavier Lucas thing, bro, either we brilliant and his lawyer brilliant and we some goddamn gangsters, or them blue people, or them blue people just, you know what I'm saying, just laying low and investigating us, dog. Like dog.
That was a bad situation, bro.
Huh?
It's a bad situation, bro. Go ahead.
I understand the concept. I mean, listen, y'all say it's about college, it's academic. You're an academic athlete. What they call it? You're a student athlete. The student comes first. Okay, well, let me unenroll out of your goddamn school then. As a student, right? And then let me enroll in Miami as a student. Since the student, I understand the concept, dog. I totally get it. Well, why you say it's a bad situation?
No, I just say it was a bad situation. Like we're at a point where, yeah, the kids have freedom. Like, bro, you gotta let them go. Like you, you can't cuff them. You got, you can't cuff them. As JT Money said, you need to let that motherfucker go. So just like you got it, you can find it. Yeah, bro, you got, yeah, what it is, man. Let that boy go.
That boy ride. Nah,
They
bro.
tried it though.
I found out, man. I found out talking to some people. He was the highest paid guy on the team at the time. They didn't have a quarterback, so the quarterback obviously would be the highest paid. But at the time, he was the highest paid. Their projection for him was really high. He's a 10-4 guy. He's a 4-4 guy, maybe a 4-3 guy by the time he leave out of here. And that it hurt. You know what I'm saying? That will hurt because of his potential. So I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Somebody had him training him the other day. I think Chad was training him. Chad was like, "Oh, I see why. I see why they didn't want to let you go." So he's very fluent. He's tall. He's fast. So yeah, I understand. I understand, but yeah, that was some gangster stuff they was trying to pull. So man, either we're geniuses, bro. Either we're geniuses, or we just did something really silly. And I think Miami crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they got involved with this. Because they stay on top of a lot of that stuff. So I would call it genius at this point.
So
Crap. Yeah, I would call it genius at this point. So listen, we're gonna get into this, but what we got coming out this week, the Villan membership, breakout players. And we're gonna put that out this week on all our platforms. But we'll talk about one or two and I want to lead off with Josiah Trader. JoJo, there's been a lot of talk about will Jeremiah ever come back if it falls apart and all of this stuff. And today I think the offensive coordinator took a job with the Raiders, so now they don't have an OC, right? There's been a lot of talk about him, but and I think in the midst of all that, man, we got into the Villan membership and we was like, man, I think in the midst of all the hoping JoJo come back to team up, hoping Jeremiah come back to team up with JoJo. JoJo hasn't been getting the praise that he deserves, because I believe Josiah Trader, a kid who decided to play alongside of Jeremiah his entire career, right? Still became a 4-star, 5-star kid. Like, he never lived in the shadow of Jeremiah. Like, he either got it on the offensive side, he either got it on the defensive side. And what Josiah Trader has is he's an elite, talented athlete. He's Util Green. He's the guy that makes playing football looks easy. Like, he makes it look smooth. Probably came out the womb like that. And then you put on top of that the craft, some of the stuff Sly has taught him. And don't think for a minute, because he didn't play last year, that he wasn't ready. Like, don't think for a minute. You saw him in the bowl game. He started catching, started getting warmed up, caught a few passes, caught a touchdown. And then I think they kind of pulled him out, got some guys in. But don't think because you didn't see him that he can't get it done, because that's not the case. He's one of the more talented guys in the country. I think the kid at Alabama, Williams. What is Ryan Williams? Think that the way Ryan Williams made things look easy this year, the stopping and going, the yards after catch, the way he just made things look like smooth. This is what you get in JoJo. You're finna get some entertainment out of JoJo. He's gonna dance. He's gonna one-hand you. He gonna it's. We haven't had a guy like him in a while. Like what JoJo, I believe JoJo is about to bring to the table. You got some. What you think about JoJo, Kyle?
The situation itself reminds me of when we were supposed to get Patrick Peterson. Well, that's when he was Pat Johnson. We were supposed to get Pat, and Pat at last minute flipped on us and went to LSU. But our other cornerback that year was incoming cornerback that year was Brandon Harris. And Brandon Harris was just like, cool, they ain't worried about it. He was like, I forgot his exact word, but Brandon Harris was basically like, I got this. I'm as good as he is anyway, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I say that to say not a single person complained about Brandon Harris when he got on that field. I think Brandon ended up going first round, didn't he?
I did, Brandon.
I think
I
it was
think so.
Was it first round to the Texans, I believe. If not, it was at least second round.
I think
Right.
he did.
Yeah, so like, yeah, we understand that, and this situation may be a little different, but we understand that Brandon Harris was not Pat Johnson, but Brandon Harris is still a first round pick. I think the situation may be different. I think JoJo may be a lot more talented at his position. You know what I'm saying? A lot, probably he's probably closer to Jeremiah than Brandon was closer to Pat Johnson. But either way, you're not going to complain about a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give JoJo his just due, his respect, and let him show on the field why, hey, bro, I'm able to be damn near a 5-star next to a 5-star. So we got to see it. We got to allow that to happen, and just sad as it may feel sometimes, we got to let the Jeremiah thing go. But we got our own, bro. We definitely got our own, and we're gonna get it on the field, and we're gonna see.
Yeah, we gotta let it go, dog. Things went too well for him over there. But yeah, I mean, as you saw JoJo get in, I don't think they fed him the ball or anything in the bowl game, and he was impactful. I mean, he caught the ball, run out the catch. And I think that's what we may have more of this year. We may have more of run after catch type guys. They say he went second round to the Titans.
Second round to the Titans. Okay, I knew he was either first or second. Okay.
No, but that's a hell of a comparison, bro. Where you came up? Where you came up with that from?
Nah, it just popped in my head. I just thought about it. It was funny. It's the exact same thing. Almost.
Same year as Brandon Harris. Wow.
Because I just remember Brandon Harris and his comment. I just can't remember exactly what it was, but that was his comment. Like, all right, so what? Yeah. So
dang, I thought Peterson was a lot earlier than that.
I remember, and just to not to move the conversation, I think Pat Johnson was probably the best football player I saw in high school. Yeah, with my own eyes up close to yeah, boy. That boy was every bit of
the ball.
Yeah, just as a football player, like if you create a guy in the lab, it was him. That boy was, 6. What he was, I don't know, 6 foot, 6'2". Looked like he was about 2. I don't know. He's over 2 in high school. That boy was every bit of a 4.443, and he played on a really, really bad Ely team. Like that team was trash. Like they used to take him from corner and put him at quarterback, and they just made him run the wildcat. He wasn't even a wildcat. He just take the ball and run an option. Just he didn't even have an option with it. He wouldn't throw it when he just take the ball. And they need a first down. Hey, give it a pat. Get better. Yeah. So yeah, that Pat. Yeah. Pat was, yeah, they were bad. Ely was bad that year, man. Just probably had a lot of attrition that year because Coach Davis was still out there. That was Tyrone. That was Tyrone Boston coach. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming off of some championship years and stuff like that. Everybody take a step back. Yeah. So this was after Bain and Wims and Tyrone Moss. This is after that.
And my boy Wims, man, I work correctly with Wims.
Yeah, Bain is a judge in Orlando.
Yeah.
Judge. Yeah. He was on
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he was a smart guy.
Yeah, you can tell. You really can tell. He's got a couple of I've just seen him on some stuff on like YouTube, doing like some work. You know what I'm saying? He was on like this big case or something or whatever. Yeah. Very smart guy, man. Impressive young fella.
I never saw Patrick Peterson play, bro. I was still, I think, getting out the military, still in North Carolina. I never got to see him play.
Yeah, that boy's every bit of like when you say D1 athlete, yeah. Yeah. Like CJ Dirty say, I think they even had Pat playing kicker at Ely. He probably did. That boy was special, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he was different though.
He was different. But again, we're going back to with JoJo. JoJo is okay. He's not Patrick Peterson. I like to say Pat Johnson. He's not Pat Johnson, but that's the type of athlete he is. Like when you play JoJo, JoJo probably can play 3, 4, 5 different spots. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause he's just that kind of an athlete. So whereas I don't know this to be true or not about Jeremiah. I don't know. So whereas Jeremiah may be that much that dominant as a receiver, JoJo is probably that dominant just as an athlete on the field. Period. I don't know if JoJo played, if JJ could play other stuff or whatever, but he's a guy you can line up at quarterback, line up at cornerback. That's JoJo's an athlete. So we just got to let this unfold, man.
Right. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of critics thought JoJo was a better cornerback. I mean, he could line up at corner. He probably could line up at cornerback and help us this year. You know what I'm saying? We were doing so bad, but a lot of people thought that was his stronger position. Him playing cornerback for a while, and he ended up just sticking at wide receiver. I mean, that's the position all these kids want to play these days. But when people looked at JoJo, they was like, man, JoJo may be a better corner. That was the chatter. But you're right. I mean, he's the type of guy you can put at quarterback, you can put at different things, and he could seamlessly do it. For the people just getting in here, like I was saying, don't think because he didn't play last year that he can't play. And yeah, that was a weird situation with a bunch of old guys with an old quarterback who felt that they had it figured out and they was going for the gusto. I think anywhere else in the nation, JoJo's on the field.
Oh, for sure. Studio just asked. He said, so what separates JoJo from Pat? Just some God-given things. Like Pat was 4-4, 4-3, like legit. Get to the corner, he gonna beat everybody to the corner. You know what I'm saying? And then just his size as a high school kid, that's what it was, honestly. JoJo's an athlete though. He's a top-notch athlete. The difference is, just some God-given stuff, man. Anyway, but yeah, man. We go. Hell yeah. Just 100%, man. 100%, man. I had been 4-3. I don't know, man. It was just, it was. That dude, that was, yeah. But we're gonna see JoJo on the field, and where we saw guys like Restrepo getting off with a number of catches or a number of acrobatic catches and some nice touchdowns. You're gonna see JoJo on the field, taking 15-yarders and turning them into 40s. We're gonna see, those one-handed catches over somebody's head when we didn't think he was gonna get it. So we're gonna get we're probably gonna get a more explosive set of receivers, in all honesty. Production is production. You know what I'm saying? These guys are probably gonna get it in a different way. They probably won't get the volume of catches or whatever, but their catches are going to be pretty meaningful. They're going to be able to stretch them out and all. So we got to be excited about what we're going to see. It was great having, old reliables with Restrepo and Jacob and watching George get off and Horton and all that kind of stuff. But we got guys that can come in and these guys can be pretty out there on the field. They can be explosive. They can be exciting. So, man, it's going to be exciting to see, man. They're going to take their bumps and bruises, but, man, like you say, don't think just because these guys, particularly JoJo, they get on the field, man, don't think they couldn't have added to the team, guys. I'm ready to see these guys break out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a unique situation. I mean, you saw they plugged them in the bowl game, and all of a sudden, everybody's healthy. Everybody know the playbook. Everybody's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So JoJo is definitely one of them breakout guys. That's on the list, and then we'll be putting out the rest of them. We'll put out the rest of them throughout this week on our different platforms. Who was one person on the defense, Kyle?
One person on the defense. Now I'm gonna tell y'all like this. The offense was a lot more closer to unanimous than the defense. The defense was named. I'll tell you a name that didn't make it. At least I don't think. I ain't got the list in front of me. A name that was didn't get the majority of the votes, but one that a lot of people had on their lips was goddamn Pruitt. People love Pruitt, boy. People, I started seeing Pruitt. Pruitt was not in one of the three guys, but y'all like y'all some Pruitt, man. Yeah, them boys like Pruitt. It's something. And I don't think. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Pruitt is the son of a NFL guy, right? And I think we've seen him come in and make plays like Spotley, just make plays. I think he's just one of those football guys. He has football in his DNA. Probably watched it his whole life, watched his dad do it, and he's a playmaker. But he didn't make one of the threes, huh?
He made one of the three. He was on everybody's list. Hold on, let me see if I can find this piece of paper right quick. You got the list in front of you, do you? I had my piece of paper. I don't know where it's at.
No. I think Pruitt. I think we should stay at Pruitt, and we'll put out the three different.
We'll stay at Pruitt.
I think we should stay at Pruitt. We'll just talk about Pruitt. So, yeah,
I got it.
I heard little rumblings about Pruitt maybe switching back to safety. He was a safety in high school. Was a little too aggressive. Said he just want to knock people's head off, so they moved him down to linebacker where he could be a little more aggressive. But that's what I heard.
That would be interesting.
That make it happen. Because he is a little undersized to be a linebacker, right?
Yeah, I think so. Looking at him out on the field, and then I don't think he has a. So this is what I'm looking at too when it comes to Pruitt. That guy, when I go back and look at his tape, and guys were mentioning it, right? I think he plays a lot of safeties. I think the safety position is vital in his defense, and like he plays a lot of safeties, right? The way college is structured now, you get two linebackers on the field basically. You don't get the three linebackers and guys getting quality reps as that third guy. Sometimes you do whatever, but most of the time it's you guys are like the teams like to play with two linebackers. I do not see Pruitt taking snaps from Wesley. I do not see Pruitt taking snaps from Popo. How do we get Pruitt on the field? So I can see moving Pruitt to safety.
Okay.
He may be in the box safety. You get what I'm saying? So I can see that happening, and he may get more opportunity back there, at safety than just being one of the backup linebackers, because the competition at linebacker is fierce for a position where only two guys are getting on the field at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You got Popo, you got Wesley. I'm thinking those guys are going to be your starters. But they like the dude Hayes. What's the freshman coming in? Wiley. He's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Wiley's coming in. And so, you add Pruitt, and there's probably somebody I'm forgetting. 6 guys trying to vie for 2 spots. Man, that's tough. But at the safety spot, you can play 4 safeties at a time. You know what I'm saying? Or you could definitely rotate 4 or 5 of them at a time. And watching this guy's defense at Minnesota, I saw some of those plays where he's got like, oh shit, it's a lot of safeties on the field. Some of them are blitzing, some of them are covering, and it's just like, oh, okay. So I can see adding that pop that Pruitt has back there to the safety spot, man. I wouldn't be against it at all.
Oh, okay. So you saying that, it could be used as a way just to get him on the field. Okay.
It could be, yeah.
No, that makes sense. So you got the list in front of you. Who was one of the guys?
One of the guys I'm gonna give y'all. Let me see. So one of the guys was one of my favorite guys I want to talk about was Popo. Popo was one of the guys that made the list.
Okay, on defense. He's one of the guys on defense. Talk to me about
Popo. On defense. I hate that Popo got hurt, because there were a lot of his snaps were quality snaps, and there were times where we were like, hey, let's get Kiko off the field and get Popo in the game. For whatever reason. I don't know. Kiko might have been hurt, whatever it was, but things weren't looking tough. But I remember when we got Popo, and I was just like, hey, once he develops, this guy's going to be he's going to be a complete, outstanding, elite linebacker, because we know he likes to hit. We know he likes to be aggressive, but Popo can cover like a safety. Popo can cover like a safety. That boy can move. He's got some feet out there. So once this click, and I know where I'm supposed to be at, oh man, we looking at one of them Bermuda Triangle boys we used to have, man. So I'm very interested in seeing Popo get on the field. It just all has to match up. You know what I mean? He got to know where he's going. Because we saw Popo get out of position sometimes, read things wrong and all that. But when he got out there, it was quality minutes. You put him out there for 5 to 10 snaps, he's walking away with 4 or 5 tackles.
Right.
It's like, where did that come from?
Right.
So that's
Right.
one of my favorite. And I think people see the need for us to have a linebacker step up. So I think that's why a lot of people voted for Popo. But Popo was on my. Popo was like my favorite recruit coming in for his class. That kid's gonna be special.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. He's a special linebacker, bro. I remember when we got him, and I'm looking at his speed, and I'm looking at Bobby's speed. I'm like, oh shit, we just have to do this right. Now we starting over at linebackers, coach, so we don't know how this is gonna go. But if we do this right, man, Popo gonna be your. Yeah, Popo. I think Popo can be a first round linebacker, bro, at the next level. I'm just looking at just strictly talent. Like, nah, we ain't seen nothing on the field to say that, but just strictly talent wise, Popo gonna be a first round pick at linebacker.
A little background on Popo. So Popo grew up in Miami, then moved to Georgia, and I covered him a lot as a kid. Popo came down here one time, maybe 10U, and nobody knew who he was. He was the biggest kid on the field at running back, and he ran all over, I think it was Deerfield. And the next day, they had him to play against Rod Mack's team, and they lost I think it was a close game. But Popo was the biggest guy on the field as a kid. 10U, 11U, 12U. He's a running back. He was a linebacker. High school, sometimes he played wide receiver. This is the athleticism that you're talking about that you see, Kyle. He was a slender kid. Right now, he looks like a linebacker, right? But think about it. He was a slender kid. He was big, and he played all these different positions. Now he's in his college body, and he looks like a linebacker, but you can't take those skill sets away from him. You're right, he could run because he's been running his whole life. And when we first got him, I told you he's been under pressure his whole life because he was always the kid on the team to stop. He stuck out like a sore thumb because he was so big, and I knew his day was eventually coming here. He's an elite athlete. You know what I'm saying? I just think the when we sat down and interviewed him and talked to him, he literally told us that, nah, I'm gonna take my time to get on the field. This shit looks like arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? I need to understand this before I get on the field. And he was totally comfortable with that. Those wasn't his words, but that's definitely what he was saying. I see Corey Flagg in the film room all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take some of that stuff into my game. And now when I get out there, I want to know exactly what I'm doing. Kids get better from year to year. I mean, I want people to understand that. I mean, people keep calling Wesley name. Wesley is instinctive. Another year it's a new defense now, but another year as a college athlete, he knows what to do. He's going to keep getting. You know what I'm saying? Wesley, I knew was going to be a slow starter. He was a slow starter at Central, and I knew he was going to catch on slow when it comes to the defenses and thinking. He's a see ball, get ball type guy. And when he does it, like you need those guys on the field. You need that guy to show up at the end of Cal game when the quarterback is fucking scrambling and somebody shows up out of nowhere. Now you ain't worried about whether Wesley out of place or not because he's Johnny on the spot. You feel me? Because he's instinctive, he plays fast, and he plays with passion. Another year, man, and he's got to be one of the leaders. I think we get a hell of a year out of Wesley this year, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, and you know it's funny thinking about Popo, everything you just said. I didn't know that about his background. I didn't know he played all those positions coming up. But it's funny with Popo is a half breed. What I mean by that, what I mean by Popo being a half breed is he was raised in Florida, so you got to be an athlete here. But he went and finished off in Georgia, so he was able to get the speed and all that other stuff from down here. And he go to Georgia, then he start eating better. So now you got Florida speed with Georgia size. You got a nice little half breed at linebacker. You got the best of both worlds, bro. Right. You know, if you would have stayed down here, he probably would have been, you know, little skinny dude, just fast as hell. Got to UM and be like, damn, you got to fat him up. But that boy was able to go up there and get some of that, you know. They treat the players better up there in Georgia, man. They got nutrition and they got, you know, weight rooms, and you know they take football a lot more serious up there. It ain't the kids just being athletes. So we got a nice little half breed there. We got the best of both worlds, man. Georgia and Florida. So, but yeah, man, it's true. But yeah, man, guys
What's
like
up?
him and Wesley taking a step forward. Hopefully he can help Popo along a little bit, man. It's funny you say that because the thing that stood out to me about Popo's class was I always thought that class was so damn mature. Because I
Mhm.
remember we would be interviewing some of these kids and I'm listening to them talk. It was him. Bain stood out to me. And what's my guy at Texas? Baxter. I'm like,
Back.
damn, man, that's why I wanted Baxter. These kids were so mature when you hear them talk. And
Right.
I was just like, man, this class right here is gonna be special. So it's time for this class to be special. These guys are, third year guys that are here. Can't remember everybody who came in that class, but it's time for these guys to, see ball, get out there and be special, man. So I think a lot of guys on defense can be breakout guys. And I think Wesley can be one of those guys too. Um, Wesley was not on the list, but he got some votes. But yeah, man, you put Wesley in the right position and you let him see ball, get ball, you probably gonna get a different kind of Wesley, man. So yeah, I'm excited. Guys just got to be hungry, and the coaches just got to do their job. Man. Listen, y'all saw that defensive list, all the various names on there, but it was all guys that the names just pop off. Like, oh hell yeah, I can't wait till he get it going. So
Yeah, I mean it's some guys' turn, man. Some guys been waiting in the wings. These are they always like to say Mario guys, the guys that he brought in. I seen the hate many guys. I mean, SMU guys, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. These are Mario guys. I mean, they're the guys he brought in. So they're the big guys. I think Mario has recruited a better athlete. Definitely give him that. Some of them worked out, some of them didn't. But these are his guys. I mean, so there's no more excuses about talent, which I never thought talent was the issue anyway. But there's no more excuses about talent and filling spots with the transfer portal and with the once again, I think we won the transfer portal in the ACC. Like we was the number one team in the transfer portal. Like getting people out the transfer portal. We was ranked number one with our transfer portal class. So I'm sick of seeing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sick of being number one in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? We out
yeah,
talent people on paper. That's what we do.
we always win the off season. Always win the off season, and all y'all with this Manny guy, blah blah. Manny guys look pretty goddamn good out there in the what is it, the Senior Bowl or that? Them boys look pretty goddamn good now. All that Manny guy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So now these are
Yeah.
Mario guys. I mean, these are Mario guys coming up, and it's time to run, bro. I mean, I'm excited about the season, man. I want to see Carson Beck play. I mean, I spent some time with Carson Beck when he was at Georgia. Carson Beck thought about coming to Miami before. It was definitely a thought or a conversation because they thought Georgia wasn't going to ever let him rip. We thought Georgia was just going to be a running team and never let him show what he can do. But last year they were forced. I think Carson Beck threw the ball 40 times, 6 times last year, Kyle. So when everybody was talking about, oh man, he's throwing interceptions. I mean, he was out there throwing. He threw the ball a lot. He threw the ball a lot, and a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, that wasn't the Georgia team where they could just line up, run the ball. It's not that Georgia team anymore. Like they didn't have a great running game. We outrushed Georgia. So he threw the ball a lot last year at Georgia, and I think we may be more balanced this year with more of a threat to run the ball in the ACC. And I think he's definitely going to benefit from that.
You asked me earlier that we have the best O line in the country. I don't know about this year, but last year were we the best running team in the country? Not by stats. Don't give me stats, because guys are gonna make more attempts than us when it comes to the run game, especially we got Cam Ward. But is it plausible to say, man, you know what? Had we went in there and just said, screw it, and this is what we gonna do? Could we be
Just
the
run the
best
ball.
running team in America? Yeah, just run the damn ball. But we had four starting caliber running backs, bro. A hell of a line. We could have been the best running team in America.
No, I see what you're saying. If that's what we decided to do, I think we had a quarterback that came in conflict with that we had to use. But I see what you're saying. I think we could have went into Syracuse with the Michigan mindset and just not thrown the ball and beat them. But I see what you're saying. We possibly who else ran the ball this year? Notre Dame ran the ball pretty well, right? The quarterback and they run.
That's a question for the Villas, or for people in the comment section, man. Who was some of the better running teams than who we are, guys? I ain't talking about stats, like
I think Notre Dame ran the ball pretty well. I think seemed like Ohio State when they had those two monsters in the backfield. And the other kid, goddamn PlayStation Warriors. They had in the back kind of 25 goddamn superheroes they had in the backfield.
You imagine our offensive line. Imagine our offensive line and our running backs over there in the hands of Georgia Tech.
Right.
Bruh.
It would have been nasty, we were number 5. We were number 5 in rush per attempt. So we were number 5. So we were up there, dog. We was definitely up there.
Yeah, I knew we was. We was, but we definitely had I don't think we have that stable this year, but I still think we should finish top 5 in rushing though. Definitely.
No, I think so. I think so. So listen, bro. So this week we're gonna put out the villains have got together and we're gonna put out our top breakout on offense, on defense. We're gonna release that this week. If you want to be a villain, the link is in the comment section down there. I'm about to get out of here, bro. I want to go watch this girl fight.
What fight? Who fighting? Shields.
Shields. Clarissa Shields fighting. You didn't see it with Penny and Brown at the weigh-in.
Nah, bro. I be so out of it, bro. I had no clue.
Yeah, Shields supposed to fight. She's supposed to fight at 8.
Oh, I think I did see her. The little real tall chick.
Yeah.
With the abs. Yeah.
Might be over already. So yeah, I want to go check that out, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that, for the villains, man. We're gonna put out our breakout players of the week, man, and we're gonna get back on here more often, man. We took a little break. We're gonna start getting back in here, man. If you want to be the villain, the link should be in the comments, the description down there, or 786-405-9499. Text and say, hey man, I want to be a villain, or I want to get on IOD squad, man. The video that started for the people just got in here, the video at the beginning, that's one of our villain videos that we put out and only the villains could see, is in our membership. Go check that out. Anything you want to pass before you get out here, Kyle?
Nah, that's it, man. Just, hey, look, y'all just keep an eye on what's going on in the world, man. Things are moving kind of fast. Y'all don't get caught off guard. Go get y'all some gas for the week. That's all. That's it, man. I'm looking forward to the spring. That's it, bro.
Scare the people on their way out of here, dog. Damn.
Nah, hey, look, I'm just saying, bro. That's all. Appreciate y'all, though.
All right, man. Keep your eyes open and head on the swivel, man. We got 4 years of this shit. We out.